What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today, and today we have another retro model review for you guys. Today we have the NG models 1:400 scale American Airlines Boeing 747SP luxury liner. I really hope you guys are excited for today's retro model review, and without any further delay, let's get started with the box, everybody. Alrighty everybody, so we're going to be doing some reviews on some models from Massive Unboxing 16 going forward, because I know that was a massive video, and feel free to check it out if you haven't already. But I do want to entail some of the models throughout a little bit more in detail, because obviously that was such a long video, and some of the models in that unboxing were absolutely amazing, so I thought that it deserved another look. And man, there are some really good ones like this 747SP. And let's just take a look at this box to get us started here. You guys already know the American 747SP. I don't need to introduce it very much, so let's get started with it. Boeing 747SP, and then you got the CGI right here. The American Airlines old logo, you guys know I'm already loving that with the registration November 601 Alpha Alpha. 747 luxury liner, man, that's so cool. And then you got the NG models, 1:400 scale collectible models, die cast metal, there we go. The Boeing trademark, and then the box is really nice. This box is supposed to go with the other Boeing 737s that came out with this aircraft, which were really cool, so that is really nice as well. But obviously this is just for the 747SP today, so that's what we have going. So really nice stuff right here, and this is a really nice box. I really like it, and a very neat design, very cool gradient to say the least. So let's dive into the model and see what that beauty is all about. Here we go, everybody. I don't think I can say much more besides that this is an absolutely stunning aircraft, man. I just love looking at the whole casting right here, and just, my goodness, man, this is a fantastic model. NG Models did an outstanding job making this aircraft, and what an outstanding model this is. Highly recommended, and what a great model this is. Really nice release right here, and I'm super excited to dive into it. And if you guys can find this aircraft, I would highly recommend picking it up, because it is a fantastic aircraft, and I want to make you guys be able to justify that purchase if you do choose to go get it. So let's dive into the details of this aircraft. Alrighty everybody, so here we go with the aircraft. So beginning right here with the cockpit windows and the beautiful nose of the Boeing 747SP. This looks super cool. And of course you got all the windows right here. This is such a neat design, man. It never fails to amaze me how cool the 747 is. Speaking of which, we have the 747 luxury liner titles right here, which are really nicely placed. Of course, American Airlines with all their chrome aircraft back in the day had this luxury liner title, which was really cool, and it looks really nice right there. We got the nose landing gear right here with the landing gear itself, which looks really nice, and the tires are all nice and everything, so that looks really good. And then of course you got the L1 boarding door, or the boarding door I think is the L2, but both of them are kind of boarding doors. So we have this L1 door right here and the L2 door. Then of course you got all the windows right here. Then you got these panels up here on the top as well, which look really nice, and of course the windows on the very top. 747SP is quite a unique design. This is definitely encompassed right here with this frame. This is just a really nice frame to take a look at, so that is absolutely awesome right there. On all my chrome aircraft, I like to pull them by the engines that are wing or something that is not the actual chrome, because it's very easy to smudge and whatnot. So as you guys can see right here, we have a beautiful middle section right here with the antenna right here, of course, and then the American billboard titles, which look absolutely incredible. And then of course you got the main windows right here as well, which are very applicable. Here's the wing right here with the very unique design. If you guys see the lines that I'm referencing, that looks really cool in my opinion. I've always really noted that with the 747SPs I've got as of late. And of course you got some navigation lights right here, and then the engines, which let me get you guys a better view of those engines, very applicable views that is. And as you guys can see, there they are right there. The 747SP houses 4 engines right here, as you guys can see, and they look quite nice, as I can show you guys both the designs right there. That is a really good job by NG Models. The framing of that engine looks really nice, and quite a unique design to say the least. So I think it's more applicable than the Gemini Jets version, the JC Wings version, and all those. So good job right there by Gemini for getting those details down. Really nice job. That's absolutely awesome. And of course, here's a better look at those lines as well. I thought I would provide a better look, because yes, they are really nice. Also, on the engines, I try to go as gentle as possible. I know they're really delicate parts, so they definitely can fall off, but I don't want to get the chrome smudge, so preferably the wing is what I like to go by, but what can I say? Speaking of which, here's the really unique design right here, the wingtip of the 747SP. Personally, I think is one of the coolest out there in aviation, and it is one that doesn't get talked about enough. It's a really cool design, as you guys can see right there. So as you guys can see, it literally is over double the, or right at double the length of the actual wingtip itself, which is really cool. And personally, I think it's really cool. Now, I would say that I probably do prefer the winglets that are seen on the Boeing 747-400, but still a really cool design, and I really like that effort from NG Models to represent that, so that's really nice. And of course you have some normal detail right there with the flaps, slats, and speed brakes. Well, I don't know if these are necessarily slats, but whatever device these are, if there is a device right there, but you got the speed brakes and the flaps at the very least, so that looks very applicable right there. That's really nice. Alrighty, so panning back in here, this is obviously a massive wing for how short the fuselage is, so there is a lot of wing room right there, as you guys can see. Then you got the L3 door, and then of course the L4 door right there with the stunning registration of November 601 Alpha Alpha. Let me get you guys focused in a little bit better on that so you guys can see what I'm referencing. There we go, really nice. And then of course the blue line, the white line, and the red line all come through to make it the American Airlines way, because what can I say? This American Airlines was outstanding. And here's a beautiful view of that tail on the Boeing 747SP. Say less, I can't say much more about that besides that is very applicable and quite clean in reference to the design, which is really nice right there. There's the back part as well, which is really cool. And the horizontal stabilizers also look really good. They are quite massive. They are really big. They're honestly about the size of the tail, which doesn't happen with every aircraft. I'm sure there are some aircraft out there that have horizontal stabilizers that are almost the size of the tail, and maybe I'm just a little skewed on that view from this viewpoint, but man, they are massive. So that is just something to note right there. That is very applicable in reference to the design of the horizontal stabilizers. Panning over to the right side of the aircraft, as you guys can see, really nice with the 747 electric lighted titles. Then of course you got the baggage loader door right here, which is really interesting that it goes into this piece, and I don't know like what this actual part of the aircraft was, whether it attached right here or not, so that's really interesting to see that goes into a different color right there. Then of course that baggage loader door is also right there and looks quite clean right there, so that is really nice right there, very nice. The top of the aircraft looks really good with the antenna, of course, and one beacon light, which is quite awesome, and it looks really, really nice. And let me see if I can get it by the bottom here. This is going to be quite tough. But as you guys can see, there's the bottom. Looks really good. Some applicable panel detail and whatnot, and two antennas, which is really nice. And on the main landing gear, that looked really nice. That is one thing that doesn't get talked about very much, is how many main landing gear this plane has, which is kind of a small mini heavy aircraft, I guess, if you want to call it that. Yes, technically it's a heavy aircraft, but it is quite small in reference to its size. So that's really nice right there. And yeah, everybody, that is the American Airlines Boeing 747SP by NG Models. What a fantastic model, and kind of just talking about this aircraft a little bit because it has some really cool details. So the type, technically speaking, is a 747-SP31, which is really cool. The serial number is 21962, and the line number was 439, so the 439th one off the line, which is really cool. And then the engines, there are 4 Pratt & Whitney GT9D7As, so this must be a bigger variant of the JT8Ds that is found on the MD-80 and DC-9 aircraft, which is very cool, so I really like that. Now, this aircraft has a really long history, which is really cool, so this is going to take me a moment to explain, and bear with me because this aircraft bounced around quite a bit. So let's get started with what happened with this aircraft. So this aircraft was delivered on March 21st, 1980, registered November 57202 to Trans World Airways Airlines, which is really cool, and that's where it started with TWA, which is really cool. Following that, this aircraft actually got re-registered to Boeing, which is really cool. I don't know why exactly, but that was on the 1st of February, or yeah, 1st of February of 1981. Don't know exactly what was going on there because this aircraft actually returned to TWA, so perhaps they sent it back for something, I don't know. But if anybody knows, please let me know in the comments because that's quite interesting to say the least. Next, following that, on July 24th of 1984, this aircraft went to Jet Aviation, which is really cool. I don't know too much about them besides their Jet Aviation, so there we go. And then on November 11th of 1985, this went to Jet Associates, which possibly perhaps is a rename of Jet Aviation, but I really don't know. But this is where it gets interesting because on July 16th of 1986, this aircraft went back to TWA after its 6-year hiatus, so don't know too much about that, but that's really cool. And then following that in 1986 as well, which this is weird because the next day, July 17th, 1986, that's when this was delivered to American Airlines. So I don't know what the purpose happened there or if Airfleets is wrong. Airfleets tends to be correct. So that is really interesting. And I don't know what's going on there, but that's really interesting. But that's when American Airlines got these aircraft in 1986. And this stayed with American Airlines till February 10th of 1994 when it went to Pakistan Airlines, which is really cool. And it flew with them for 2 years under the tail number Uniform November 001. And then following that, it went over the Air Finance. I think that's how you say it. Hopefully I said it right. Something along those lines. But that was on April 5th of 1996 as Papa 4 Alpha Foxtrot Echo. Following that, this never ends it seems. Following that, on August 3rd of 1997, this went to Air Atlanta Iceland. I guess, yeah, that's really interesting, which is really weird. I don't know if that was a rename or possibly a different one, which is really weird because this aircraft eventually went back after being registered Tango Foxtrot Alpha Bravo in November. The Papa 4 Alpha Foxtrot Echo once again, the Air Finance, on May 23rd of 1999, and that was its last owner before being retired a long time ago. I don't know when the retired date was. It just says that it got scrapped, so really unfortunate stuff right there. But this aircraft's had quite a rich history, and again, those could be some glitches on there, but that is quite a rich history. That's exactly how it went, which is really cool. But nevertheless, at the very least, this has been with multiple people, including American, TWA, Boeing, and all those international carriers. So really cool stuff, but a really nice aircraft right here. Of course, American Airlines used these on some transatlantic and continental routes. These flew from not Tulsa. I've been talking about Tulsa so much recently. These flew from Dallas to Honolulu, Tokyo, I think London, Heathrow as well. So I think American Airlines only had 2 of these total in the fleet, if I'm not mistaken, or it was a very low number. It was like only 10 at the top. So I think it was either the SP or the 747-100 or something like that. They had like one or two. So really cool for the fleet. Very unique piece. And I wish I would have been fortunate enough to see one, but I know there were so many people that were, thank goodness. So you love to see it right here for American Airlines and everybody involved. Quite an applicable aircraft, and I really like it in reference to delivery and design. Really good stuff right here, and I thoroughly hope you guys enjoyed today's video. But with all that being said, that will do for the American Airlines 747SP. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe, trust the process, do you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.